Welcome to another chapter of the Kotlin series. Today, we are going to discuss about functions in Kotlin. We are going to discuss about functions with single parameters, multiple parameters, one-liner functions, function overloading, and a lot of other interesting features. Let's start now. Functions are declared with the fun keyword. Let's name something. Let's name it as happy birthday. You must declare for the parameters. For the parameters, you must declare not only the names but also the types. So let's give two parameters for it: name, string, and age as an integer, right? And if the function is going to return something, you must declare the type it is intending to return. So if you are intending to return a string to this function, let's give it a string and open and close the curly braces. So it is expecting something to return, right? So let us return it as uh, happy dollars, happy something birthday, happy 10th birthday, some name, right? Okay, so you don't have to worry about what's written it here now because we haven't get into the topic yet. Don't worry, we'll get into it soon. So next thing, let's run this function now and see happy birthday, and the name will be print. The age is 25. So sorry, it's an integer actually. So 25. Cool, it must return something, right? So let's put it inside a print function. That will be more logical. Print and right. Cool. Let's run it and see. It should be returning as the. It should be printed as happy 25th birthday, comma Clint. Right. Let's see. Let's compare it. Yeah. Cool. Happy 25th birthday, Clint. Right. Kotlin also provides us an option to create a one-liner function. So let me just show you how to do that. Let's create a function for finding the area of the square. The area of the square is actually side into side, right? So let's create a function named square, which takes a parameter number of an integer type. So how we are going to create a one-liner function? It is actually self-explanatory now. A one-liner function. So it will just consist of just a single line. So the main thing here to understand is we don't have to provide a return type explicitly here. The compiler will identify the return type. It will infer the return type automatically. So just create equal to, and the area of the square is actually number into number, right? So you don't have to provide an return type. The compiler will infer the return type of the function by looking at the body of this expression after the equal to symbol. That's how you create a one-liner function. So just run it. So let's see what will be the result. And square, sorry about that, we have to put the print function under the square function, println square, and we have to provide a number, right? Let's provide a number as 5, and let's try to run it. Run. 5 square, 5 square will be 25. Correct, right? So that's how you can declare a one-liner function in Kotlin. In programming languages like Python, the function name must be unique across, within the module or within the class. In Kotlin, you can use function overloading to declare multiple functions with the same name. So let me create two functions of the same name. Let us create a function to find out the area of the rectangle. That will be length into breadth, right? So let us create two functions. So first function will be rectangle, function rectangle. We have to give the length and breadth, length of integer type and breadth of the integer type as well. This will be a one-liner function. So the area of the rectangle is length into breadth. And let's create one more function of the same name, rectangle. The difference is that instead of passing an integer type, I'm going to pass a double type here. So breadth will be also a double type. So it is also a one-liner function. Area of the rectangle is length into breadth. So the compiler didn't throw any error yet. It's because the compiler is seeing these are two different functions. How? Because compiler looks into the parameter list first. So the parameter list of the first function is length and breadth of integer type. The parameter list of the second function is length and breadth of double type. So the difference is that in the perspective of a compiler, these are two different functions, because compiler will first look into the parameter list. They didn't really care about the function name. So when they look into the parameter list, they can easily identify that these are two different functions. So let's run it and see. Println rectangle, the first function should be a integer type. Println second function, rectangle as 100 and point. Let's give big value, 110.5, 110.5. Good. So one more thing, if you are ever using overloaded function, the important thing you have to look for is just make sure you are using it in simpler expressions, because if you use it in a complex expression, like if two, both of these functions are going to do entirely different job, then it will be hard to debug. So just make sure you're using it for normal, small, concise expressions. So let's run it. We are expecting the value of, yeah, 10 into 10, 100 and 110.5 to 110.5. We have to calculate it, but I really hope it's the same value. So that's a logic of how to implement function overloading. In Kotlin, you can have multiple parameters for a function, but sometimes we may not know how many parameters we need to pass when writing the code. A function that can take an arbitrary number of arguments, but they must be all of the same type. Adding vararg to a parameter definition will change the parameter from type to array of type. So let me just create a function called football teams. Let's give it two parameters. First parameter will be name of string, and the second parameter will be team of string. So the thing is that now the team parameter is actually a string, a type, but if you just add a prefix called vararg, it is now changed into array of type. It is now an array actually. So let's just put it inside a loop so it will be much easier for you to understand. For each, sorry about that, we actually have the team, right? Team dot for each team name. Don't worry about it, we'll get into all of this stuff in some time in the next part of the video. So just print it as uh, name, mm, and our team name. Let's actually rename it into greeting or something. It's much easier. Cool. Now let's try to run it. Hmm. Let's call the function football teams. The greeting should be actually somewhat like hello, right? Hello. What's your favorite football club? Mine is Manchester United, so it will be Manchester United for now. And let's run it. Let's see what will be printed now. It should be printed as hello Manchester United, right? Yeah, it is printed as hello Manchester United. Good. So as I said earlier, the vararg parameter will let you pass a number of parameters. There is no limit. So let's pass one more football team's name. Barcelona. Cool. Let's run it again and see. Yeah. Now it has printed hello Manchester United and hello Barcelona. But we have just declared a we have just added one parameter here, right? But because of the prefix vararg, it is letting us to pass a number of parameters. Let's see one more football team. It's a good thing. Let's pass it as Manchester City. Hmm. Let's run it now. So it will be three football names printed now. Hello Manchester United, hello Barcelona, hello Manchester City. So vararg will help us to change the type of the string to array of type. So we can actually pass a number of parameters. We don't have to define. We are passing this much of parameters. That's the advantage of adding vararg. In Kotlin, we can use parameter names at the function call to control which parameter and argument values assigned. So let me show you how it is done. Let's create a function and let's name it as hello greetings or something. And let's give it two parameters, greeting and a name. Name must be a string as well. Now return type. Let's print the value in here. Let's print it as the greeting space the name. Okay. So let's see. Let's call it in the normal scenarios, like we see earlier. We'll give a value for greetings that must be hello, and give another value for the name. Let's give it as Sanjay for now, and let's try to run it. So it should print as hello Sanjay. There is printed as hello Sanjay. So the one thing you have to look into is that what if we just mixed up the order of these parameters? That can happen. That's a real issue. So what if I mixed the order, like I given the greetings the value of Sanjay and the value for name as hello? What would be the output? So we have mixed it up the parameter order. So it says Sanjay hello, but we wanted it as hello Sanjay, right? In that case, we can actually use this function from, actually use this option from Kotlin. We can use a named parameter. Named parameter is just, let's comment it out for now and call that function again using the named parameter. So instead of just giving out the argument value, we can actually name the parameter and then put the argument value inside it. So the hello greetings are two parameters, right? Greeting and name. So let's give the arguments for the greeting first. So in order to do that, just type the argument parameter name greeting. See, greeting equal to, and just give the value of the parameter. The argument will be hello, right? Comma the another parameter, that is name. Name is equal to, the value will be Sanjay. Cool. So let's run it. So it should print it as hello Sanjay, right? Let's print it now. Yeah, printed as hello Sanjay. It's a great option to not mix up with the parameter order and all. If you just, even if you mixed up the parameter order, like let me show you. Like if you just mix the parameter order, it should be like greeting and then name, like name, right? So we can actually do it like name is equal to Sanjay and greeting is equal to, sorry, greeting is equal to hello. And let's try to run it again. Earlier when we tried to mix up the order, it actually messed up now. But now look at it now. If we use the name parameters option, even if we change the order of the parameter values, it's okay. The only thing you have to make sure is that don't mix up positional parameter and name parameter. What if we just mix positional parameter and named parameter? Let's see now. Let's give hello greetings. Name is equal to Sanjay K, and for the greeting part, let's name it as hello. See, the compiler is already showing some errors. Let's see what is it. See, mixing named and position arguments is not allowed. So if you are using named arguments, just continue with that. Or if you are using position argument, let's continue with that. So that's how you can use named arguments in Kotlin. Another important feature of Kotlin is this default parameters. The advantage is that you don't have to pass the parameter value mandatorily. The default parameters will take care of that. So let me show you how to do that. Let's create a function, function name hello movies or something, hello movies, and give it two parameters. One is greeting, a type of string, and another is movie name, right? Movie name string. So let's make this parameter a default parameter. So in order to make a parameter default parameter, you have to add an equal to after the specified type and give a desired value. Let me give the name as Batman Begins and try to print the value now. Try to print the value now. And let's see how we can call the function now. So hello movies. So the advantage is that you don't need to necessarily pass the value of name, because already the default parameter has given the value as Batman Begins here. So let's see how to call it then. Greeting is hello. See, the compiler is not asking us where is the second parameter, because it already knows the second parameter has a default value. So let's try to run it and check. It says hello Batman Begins. Good, right? And let's give the greeting also another default parameter like hello or something. The advantage is that if you call the hello movies again, you don't need to pass any parameters at all, because we have given the two parameters a default value now. So we don't need to pass a parameter at all. It should be hello movies. Yeah. because compiler already understand that there are two default parameter values given. So the advantage is that you can reduce the usage of overloaded functions because you can tell the compiler if I don't give such values for the arguments, you can take the default values. So it's much easier. So that's how you can implement default parameters in Kotlin. This turned out to be a bit lengthy chapter, I know, but I feel like functions in Kotlin must given this much of time to cover all of its features. Today we have learned about functions with multiple parameters, inline functions, function overloading, vararg modifier, named parameters, and default parameters. In the next chapter, we will learn about classes in Kotlin. I am sharing today's code as a GitHub gist. You can find it in the link below. If you have any doubts or comments, please feel free to comment and I will answer you. Also, if you like the video, subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon to get instant notifications. See you in the next class. Stay safe. Take care.